together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, small slate, only 3 games in the NHL. We got 9 though in the NBA. So we got a decent NBA slate. I've moved on only 1 hockey game so far, and then I think we have 6 college basketball plays for today at the moment. So. Yep. And then I have not moved on any NBA yet. I usually don't until the morning anyway. Kind of allows me to fully cap the games. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're gonna take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And yesterday was only hockey for me, and I finished up a little bit over a unit. I never got around to betting the college games. Oops. But looking at what happened yesterday, Vegas was ugly. And then obviously the draw did not come through either. So Vegas money line draw, loser. St. Louis, another ugly loser. But after that, like, most of my losses were draws. I got Philly plus 145 in the draw. That game was as perfect as it can get. So was Boston, Minnesota, over 5.5. Winner. That game went 3-3 in overtime. Things you love to see there. Lost the draw with Toronto, New York. That game, I think, was tied with like 10 minutes to go. So I had a shot. That game was closer than the final score suggests. Over 6.5, and the draw at the Islander game did not come through. I mean, they're not going to go over every game. They're not going to go to overtime every game. But that streak comes to a pretty screeching halt there, with Sorokin giving up 1 goal to the all-powerful Edmonton Oilers. So good win for the Islanders last night, though. That's something I like to see with futures on them. That they're able to beat teams like Edmonton, and that's a big win for the Isles last night, and it was good to see. Still, no empty net goals for this Islanders team this season. Arizona money line, never in doubt. That was an easy winner, no sweating at all. Like, it was as easy as it gets. Down 3-0 at the end of the first period, win 4-3 in regulation. But I mean, the Senators fired their head coach. There was no way they were going to lose, right? Coyotes money line winner there. And then I took a stupid draw shot on San Jose, LA, which I thought had a better chance when they announced it was David Rittich in net for the Kings. But no dice. But overall, finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 in the NHL last night. But because 4 of my losses were draw, and draw at quarter unit each, I finished up 1.01 units. So that's the beauty of draws, is I went 2 and 4 in draws last night and made money betting the draws. So that was nice to see. And we're on to today. I only moved on 1 game, and I think I'm going to move on at least 1 draw today as well.
There you go. On the site yesterday, we were up 0.61 units.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We started off the night losing Butler by the hook. Great start. Vegas, garbage. We were there. Philly in overtime. Nice win there. The Blues were so close. So close. They lost 6-1. Over in the Boston Bruins game was a winner. Northeastern, we won by the hook, which was nice. Cincinnati minus 18.5. They won by 17. So, right, 17? 16. They won by 16. So, didn't quite get there. Indiana State minus 17.5. They won by 21, which was nice. Western Carolina won outright against Vanderbilt. Stetson +5. They won by 12. Pelicans, what did you do? Pelicans were up big at many points in those games, and they lost outright to Memphis. Ugly. Over in the Islanders game, didn't make it. The Salukis, -8, winner. Missouri State, -17.5, winner. UCLA, -17.5. Lost outright to CSU Northbridge. In UCLA.
Yeesh.
South Dakota lost by 20. We had them +5.5. Western Kentucky, we had +5. They won by 3. So that was a winner there. Ultimately, up 0.61 units on the day. Can't complain, and we'll keep on rolling to today.
I mean, you can't complain, but nobody cares.
Well, yeah. So that, yeah, Nick, that's kind of obvious. So, Nick, do you want to hit up the chat while I'm quickly putting up my last NBA play up on the site, and then I'm going to put up. I'm going to track everything, put it up for the member onlys. You guys are interested in that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, I was scrolling through all the props I gave out yesterday. I only hit one prop, I realized, yesterday on that Vegas Golden Knights game. And I have to check when he got it, but I did cash goal scorer prop. And it was Jack Eichel. We missed an Eichel goal.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, I know you're. It was the Nicholas Hague goal.
I want to pull up one thing from last night.
They end up switching it to Eichel from Hague and Stone.
Oh, so Hague didn't score?
Hague did not score. That would have been a nice 9-1 there. But.
So, that's not the right Twitter account. So we went to the Vegas Golden Knights and Carolina Hurricanes game last night, and we were right by where the players come out for warm-ups, the Vegas side. I was wearing my Sabres jersey. Do you think Jack Eichel noticed? Just the look on his eyes when he saw that. You think he saw my Sabres jersey?
I don't know.
They didn't do anything to rep them up or anything because they got crushed yesterday. But I got that picture. I thought that was hilarious. But anyways, yep. Nick, to the chat.
Yep. Let's see. Yes, sir. What's good, Justin? What is good? Hellos. What's good, Markel? Stacks pod. Nets over 233 in that game. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. Today, waiting to get paid. Tomorrow, Circle of Trust. There you go. Got screwed by ASU Hornets plus 18.5, and they lose by 19. Typical December. ASU Hornets.
Alabama State.
Alabama State. Yep. I'm thinking Arizona State. I'm like, no, that's the Sun Devils. I only hit 2 draws. Only 2 draws I bet hit. The draws I bet hitting over 80%. Mad I'm putting so little on them. Here's the thing though, draws, you're not supposed to put a lot of money on them. I only put a quarter unit on them. So 6-4-1 yesterday, 10-2 the day before. Really liking this sports betting thing. Yeah, it could be fun at times, I guess. Apparently, I by the way, I figured out how to succeed in the NFL. It's really simple. Lay the points with the favorites, bet the money line with the favorites, tease the favorites, parlay the favorites. You'll make a lot of money betting the NFL that way. Apparently. Feels like every game. That tie, no bet, Bruins saved my – yeah. Cashed on the Giannis triple-double, 16-1. Only put $1 on it, though. Hey, you hit it, though. Cashed on Celtics first quarter and first half. There you go. Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Untouchable. NBA was total trash like it usually is the night before choke job by the Pelicans, and then Boston said, hold my beer, while they did the same thing against the Warriors. Yikes. Oh, that expression on Jack's face is priceless. Oh, yeah. Islanders money line under, Horvat anytime point, Dobson any point was my only real win. Yeah, Horvat, I believe, has the second longest streak. Now that McDavid's streak was snapped last night, he's the second longest streak for points in the NHL. See if he continues that into today's game against those Washington Capitals. Jackrabbits. And I'm done with hockey. I can't cap it. I can't tail it right. I can't watch it. I only went to the Penguins because it was a first day and the tickets were free. Fair enough. I mean, if you are saying, I want to watch hockey and the first team you choose is the Penguins, that's probably where you're going wrong. So, I mean, it was the Penguins we're talking about here. That's like saying, oh, I want to watch. I'm trying to think of another team that's like all old players that are like way past their prime. I want to watch the NBA.
Golden State Warriors.
Oh, the Golden State Warriors? Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Lakers.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a tiny NHL card, and we'll get into it here. I've moved on one game so far, and it is actually this first one. This line opened up at a 165. It's down to a 154 on BetOnline. So we do have a move towards Detroit, which is a little worrisome in this game for me. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 124. It's up to a 6.5 at minus 108. So a move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here. Let's move over to today's card, where we have 58% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on the Jets. And then we have 75% of tickets, 93% of the cash is on the over in this game here. The lines move towards the over. I don't particularly agree with that move towards the over, though, because my numbers have this game around a 6. So I thought last night when I saw this game was a 6, I'm like, okay, cool, this total is right. Now I'm kind of interested a little bit in this under at 6.5. I do have the Jets -1 in this game, though. I got that at even money last night. I see this as a bounce back spot here for the Winnipeg Jets. I can get +115 for the Red Wings team total under 2.5 here in this spot as well. And that's kind of another lean I had. The Winnipeg Jets defensively have been really good. Last game was the first one, and it snapped their 7-game streak, the Winnipeg Jets, of not giving up more than 2 goals. They gave up 3. So I'm kind of actually interested in that +115 for that Detroit Red Wings team total under. The Red Wings really have been very sporadic with goals. 3 against Anaheim. They were down 4-0 heading into the third period. Nothing. They got shut out against Philly, 1 goal against Carolina, 6 against St. Louis, 3 against Dallas, 1 against Ottawa. Like this Detroit team is very inconsistent here. They are coming in off of a loss themselves, against 3 straight losses actually against Anaheim, Philly, and Carolina. I'm kind of leaning towards that team total under 2.5 at +115 for the Red Wings as well. I think that very well could be a decent look in this game. I do have them projected for 2.63 goals, so it's not like I have them projected for way lower than that, but at plus money, maybe that's a decent lean. I have the Jets around a -180, -185 favorite in this game, so I have I saw value with the Jets last night. I got even money with the Jets -1, so I'm on Winnipeg -1 here.
I do think we start to see Detroit start to lose more. They have won 6 out of their last 7. So they are a team that's kind of struggling at the moment. So I would want to fade them. Winnipeg coming off of their loss, but previous to that they'd won 6 out of 7 games. So this is a Winnipeg team that has been playing good hockey as of late. Not gonna put an overtime game. Yeah, Nick, and you mentioned the first time that Winnipeg's allowed two or more goals or more than 2 goals, it was in overtime. Yep. So they're still playing really good defensively. I would probably go Winnipeg in this game as well. Winnipeg puck line. Maybe I'm not going to go over anything, but I do think Winnipeg could score. And I wonder if I'm going to find a prop real quick for this game. because I think this.
Crap.
Hold on.
It's the Run Boissois. It's not Connor Hellebuck, and it's James Reimer on the other side. That kind of halts my enthusiasm a little bit there.
At even money, give me Patrick Kane under a point today. Patrick Kane 0 points plus 100.
Yeah. And I understand why this has gone to a 6.5 because it is Laurent Boissois, which does make me a little bit nervous about this game, which I'm glad I didn't put it up on the site yet because I wouldn't with Boissois in net. So a little nervous now about this game. And definitely wouldn't look towards the team total under anymore with Detroit. Back to the chat.
I'm trying to find it.
You can do it.
Is this where we are? Doing a homer thing back in Capitals under team total under?
Yep. I mean, I like the draw in that game. We'll get into it.
Lakers and Warriors do come to mind. Old and past their prime.
Yes. And needing of a rebuild.
Yes. I live in Pittsburgh, and everyone says seeing hockey live is the shit. Not at all. Hockey is bullshit, and I don't win betting it.
You just saw a bad game. Is all you're. That's like that's like saying, oh, basketball is super fun to watch in person, and you saw a 40-point blowout. Go to a game that goes to overtime. You'll definitely change your mind.
Why? What was the score of the Pittsburgh game last night?
7-0.
Last night?
No, it was the game against Toronto he went to.
Oh, yeah, that's a shitty game.
Yeah, no, you just went to a bad game. Is all you did.
Varlamov is starting. Unbiased. I'll spring Capitals to get a shutout by Varley. If Varlamov is.
It is going to be Varlamov.
Yo. I took the Jets under and Red Wings team total under. Yes. Vegas lost, but went 2-1 with Blackhawks and Coyotes. Nice. Jets and Reg for even money, but I think the puck line hits. If I'm betting, it's puck line. Yeah. I had a feeling that firing the coach trend wouldn't hold. No. You know what? It is what it is. Supness. Stop hating. Purple and gold until LeBron retires. So you're rooting for LSU until LeBron retires. Got it. Under 4.5 in Capitals, Islanders, and I'll take Kraken with Kings on back-to-back. I can't. Oh, Kraken's on back-to-back too. So.
No, they're not.
No? Oh, never mind. They played the night before. Never mind. Draw and Jets. I like Bossett. I bet the regulation.
Boursois.
Oh, Boursois, sorry. I bet the reg knowing it would be him.
Oh, Darcy's confirmed for today. Yeah.
I was about to say he went to Penguins and Wild. That was a good game.
Oh, I thought you went to okay, then you saw a decent game.
It was
Penguins won.
Yeah, it was close to he didn't hit the draw.
Oh, that I had a piece of the draw in that game as well. That draw should have hit.
It could have hit. So, dude, relax. You'll be okay. Going to a first hockey game is hilarious. I'd love to see everyone's super reaction. So I will say we've been to 6 hockey games this year, and 3 of them were blowout. 3 of them were overtime games. Sorry. One of them was a 1-goal game where the Canes scored with 1 minute and 55 seconds left in the game that could have gone to overtime, and the other 2 were 6-2 and 6-3. So we've seen either overtime or close games or blowouts. It wasn't anything in between. And games were boring. We left after the goal 10 seconds into the third period last game. So we'll go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, and I just got confirmation with this game that Darcy Kemper will be in net, which I like to see that rather than Lindgren. Lindgren's been the better of the two. We have the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals. Capitals -1, now down to 113 in some spots here. Line, and then total 6. We're seeing 5.5, 6s depending on your book. Line opened up at a 117 down to a 113 on Bet Online. So a move towards these New York Islanders. We have 48% of tickets, 59% of cash is on the Islanders, less than 1,000 tickets though. 28% of tickets, 48% of cash is on the under on this one as well. On Bovada, the line's moved up to a 6. So, but this game for me, I think is pretty plain and simple. I'm not going to go crazy with this one here. It's the regulation draw in this spot at plus 330. Go back to Draw Island here, the Drawlanders, the Thailanders, the whatever you want to call them. I mean, this game, I have this game projected at a pick'em. So I've seen really no value on either side. The Islanders on the second half of a back-to-back does concern me a little bit. I heard that they said that the Islanders have not won a back-to-back game so far this year. If you're looking for props, Bo Horvat point. He has the longest point streak in the NHL right now. He had another goal last night. If you're looking for a little bit of a long shot here, Simon Holmstrom goal. He had a shorthanded goal again last night, his 5th of the season. So that was kind of cool to see there. Simon Holmstrom plus 360 to score a goal. I don't hate that look. Bo Horvat on Bovada. His name is Bowie Horvat. Plus 175 to score a goal. But no, I'm just gonna look at the Thailanders here. So the draw for me in this game. Not gonna go crazy at all. My numbers project this game around 5.87 goals and at a pick'em here in this one. So give me the draw, and that is it for this game. The Drawlanders here.
I'm not going to touch this game. I kind of lean towards the over. Because we look at what these two teams did last: 3-1 game for the Islanders and a 2-1 overtime win for Washington. So these have been two. They both had a low scoring game, both each, and I've seen some totals drop to 5.5. I could easily see this one being 3-3 going in overtime. This is an Islanders team that's been scoring a lot as of late. And yes, it's been bow time a lot, which if you don't make a bow time sign for Bo Horvat when we go to the Islanders game, I don't know what you're doing.
I got to do something for that, right?
Just start getting something prepared for it. Have like it's bow time, so maybe we can get that sign at the game. But you got to get that done. I think he scores.
It's bow time. Put the biscuit in the basket.
Yeah. And I think what you do is, because I know he scores a bunch, but you know what I do with it.
You parlay his point with Barzal.
You got to parlay his point with his buddy, which ends up being, let's go parlay that with, where is Mr. Matthew Barzal for a point. It ends up being plus 125 for Bo Horvat and Matthew Barzal over a point each. And that's just kind of been the trend I've been riding. If you want to add one more piece to it, to make it a little bit more money, I believe he always skates with them. A little bit of Noah Dobson.
Yes.
You put the three of them together, it's plus 257.
Plus 257 for Dobson,
Barzal, Horvat points. So figure I'd throw that one out there. I kind of lean Islanders, but they don't win them back to back. So I'm just gonna ride that player prop out.
I like it.
Good luck, everyone. Got to bounce. See you later, Joe. Have a good day. I'm going to the Flyers game next month in Philly. Get it. That team's good. The Thailanders draw.
Yes. Thailanders, yeah.
Pass. Would you go?
Draw Island.
First period under? No.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a first period, both teams to score. First
Last
period
thought,
draw.
the question should be asked, how many times have they had a draw after a back-to-back?
I can find that out in just a second.
There you go. Over 5.5 in the Islanders. There you go. Check your inbox. Got a nice $10 parfait for you. Get it? I'll check it out after the show. Go to the Sabres game for more bang/entertainment for Buck when it comes to hockey. Sabres/Capitals. Always Wild/Sabres and Blues was fun too. There you go.
They've had 4 back-to-backs this year. Twice they've gone to overtime. They played back-to-back where they played at Ottawa, and then they went to Philadelphia, and it was a 1-0 game and a shootout. They played a back-to-back where they were in Vancouver, went to overtime, and then the next game in Seattle went to overtime or a shootout. So it's twice out of 4 games they've gone to overtime on a back-to-back.
Bruins smash. What about your Celtics? Do they smash? Oh. And then here's the new one, Nick. Providence smash. Providence beat Marquette yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you don't go into Providence with a little number in front of your name and leave with a win.
Strome anytime goal. I could see Strome.
I could see Strome. I could see Strome, Tom Wilson.
Alexander Ovechkin.
Anybody but Ovechkin. Do not bet Ovechkin props until he actually does one.
So what you're saying is he's due?
Oh, totally.
Let's go to Kraken.
Yeah, final game of the day. And I was looking at this game last night, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely backing the Kraken. And I started capping the game. I'm like, nope. But let's get into it here. Line opened up at a 166. It's up to a 160. It's down to a 165 now. So we've seen a slight move towards the Kraken here in this game. And the line opened up at a 6 at minus 108. Now it's and it's still at that 6 at minus 108. We have 85% of the tickets and 91% of the cash is on the Kings. The line has moved slightly towards the Kraken. 52% of the tickets and 90% of the cash is on the under in this game as well. My numbers have the Kings as pretty significant favorites in this one here. Granted, they are on a back-to-back, so that kind of tampers how much I like the Kings in this spot. I do lean Kings in this game. Minus 170 is a little much. One thing we've kind of seen with these two teams, though, which is kind of halting my enthusiasm here for like a -1 line or anything like that, is Seattle likes overtime. Back-to-back games past regulation for Seattle here in this one. They've gone to overtime 4 of their last 10 games. The Kings have gone to overtime 3 of their last 7, including the last matchup between these two teams was 3-2 in a shootout. The previous matchup before this was 2-1 Kings before an empty net goal. And then that was last year. And then also last year, they played 2 overtime games on November 29th, 9-8 game in overtime, and 3-2 in overtime. So these two teams like going to overtime against each other. 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone past regulation, which is halting my enthusiasm on any type of -1 line here. And I might just sprinkle the draw in this game and move on. I was looking at this card last night. I was like, ooh, some draws kind of look kind of interesting in this game. And I kind of like the draw in this one here. And with the Kings being -165, I'm assuming it's a plus 335 for the draw here in this spot. And I'm going to grab some of it. Plus 335 draw Kings and Kraken in this one here. I lean Kings. The price is a little expensive, but I like the draw in this one here. So plus 335 draw here. Kraken and what do you call it? Kraken and Kings.
If I was going to go and fade the Kings, it would be when they're at home, ironically. Although they have kind of slowed down a little bit on the road, but they're still one of the best road teams in hockey. I don't know if I could trust the Kraken, though. That's my problem. They have not been good all year. 10, 14, and 9. So it's 9 overtime losses. Jesus.
Yes. The Kraken are another team to look for overtime games with. Look for draws in Kraken games. Yeah. We should be talking about them like we talked about the Islanders and the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, they've been a heavy overtime team, so maybe look towards just bet the draw in every game today. Why not?
I wouldn't in the first game. I like the Jets -1, but other than that, yeah, I like the draws.
Watch, that will be the one game that goes to a draw. Then I kind of lean that way, but At the end of the day, it's gonna be a very small slate. I think the only plays I'm gonna get to, or the only play I'm gonna get to is the Horvat Barzell point parlay. That's it.
That's the only thing you're getting to?
I think so, yeah. It's only a 3-game slate, so.
Good point. Good point.
Maybe I'll do the same. I'll do the draw then. You were there at the Providence game. There you go. Under and draw for me. Okay, there you go. It was crazy. Can imagine. Kings in the under. Okay. Pass. If Kings are going to lose, it'll be at home, and the Kraken are shit. And on a back-to-back. The Kings are, yeah. Shit. DSU plays ECU.
Yeah, and that game actually graded out well for a play on East Carolina. I don't bet games just to bet games. So
I think that's the first time ECU's on our college basketball card this year.
Yeah, I think it's more of just a fate of Delaware State, though.
I'm gonna check that, make sure I'm right. No. Oh, okay. Sorry, we had Campbell for a second game of the year against.
We haven't bet on ECU at all this year.
This is the first time we're betting on East Carolina in basketball this year on the site.
Yeah.
Under I go, right, because I'm damn sure not betting on. Yeah. I could see an under, but ECU's been really struggling defensively, so. But we'll see.
I look forward to seeing
Cam Haynes back. That should be good for us.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to some NBA, Nick.
Yeah, we have the association here. Let's get it up here because I have almost finished all my numbers. I just have the late games I have to punch in. But let's get into it here. We have the Indiana Pacers, super reliable, minus 10-point favorites in this game. Total opened up at this line opened up at a 10. It got up to a 10.5. It's back down to a 10. Line opened up at a 250. It's moved to a 248 in this game here.
I never saw it at a 250. I saw it at a 248.5 last night.
It opened up, and that was on Bet Online at 7:23 this morning.
Oh, well, okay. Then that book didn't open up until this morning then. Okay, got it.
Yep. Let me switch over my Action Network from NHL to NBA, where we have where is it? There we are. We have 49% of the tickets, 64% of cash is on the Hornets in this game. Line has not really moved since the opening line. 44% of the tickets, 72% of the cash is on the under in this game. Some bold people on betting some under in this game here, which I don't know about that. Let's take a look at my projection for this game. Has I forgot. I need to punch in the formula that'll generate projected line. There we go. I have Indiana as around 9.5-point favorite in this game. So I see no interest in the side here in this one. My projections have this game at a 253.5. So I see some value in this over still. And I get it. People are betting the under, but I don't know why people are betting the under in this game. Obviously, the Pacers have been the best over team in the league, 19-6. And it's not like that's probably why. It's because all of a sudden the Hornets are an under team. They've gone under in 4 straight games. And that's because the most they've scored is 107 points. Maybe this is a get-right spot offensively for these Charlotte Hornets. They did play these Pacers earlier in the season on the 2nd of November, and they won that game outright, Charlotte, 125-124. The game did go over, but not this 250 number. I see this. I could see this as a high back and forth type of game, but actually Charlotte kind of scares me off the over in this game. It would be over or nothing for me, but it's a pass on this one. Over or nothing now.
Over. I'm sorry. Do you want a complicated answer for it? Over. Number one scoring, number one dead last in defense. Pacers this year. They can't play. They don't play defense. They have actually lost 4 straight games, not covering the spread in the last 4. And the last 4 games they've allowed 151, 127, 137, and 140. This is a Pacers team. If they played defense, they would be the best team in the league. And it wouldn't be close. They don't play defense, and they're equal 500. They're allowing 127 points a game, scoring 127.6. I'm taking the over until it dies down. It has not died down. It is 19-7 this year. And they're putting these totals at ridiculous numbers, and they're still going over. Until further notice, Pacer overs. That's just how we do it. That's just it.
Yeah, I was looking at it a little bit, but not enough for me to pull the trigger.
But ECU is harder strength of schedule.
Absolutely.
Yeah, considering that Delaware State. I don't think Delaware State's played anybody.
No, they've played Virginia Lynchburg. They've played
Wake Forest and Texas and Penn State. Oh, sorry. Lamar, Bethune Cookman, Grambling State, NJIT, Longwood.
They've lost twice to Longwood, I believe.
Just on the over, move on. Correct. 2 out of the 6 Pacer games that have went under had no Halliburton. Can't bet the over with Hornets not scoring and Pacers losing by losing a lot.
I could see why people like the under a little bit in this game though. But I remember before we were looking at like how can people ever think that a Pacers game can go under? I could see it tonight. It's a 250, and the Hornets are not doing anything offensively.
That's fair. Tailing Jets because my guy. There you go. Let's head to the next game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Orlando Magic hosting the Miami Heat. The Heat are the Magic. My bad. Are -5, total of 220.5 in this game. I'm just quickly typing in the last game of the slate. There we go. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Orlando and Miami. Oh, wrong book. This line opened up at a 5.5. It's down to a 5. So a line moving towards the under there in that game, or towards the Heat in that game. Line opened up at a 219.5. It's up to a 220. So we'll move towards the over in this game as well. Take a look here where we have no cash flow on this total. 69% of the ticket, 84% of the cash is on the Magic, but yet the line's creeping towards the Heat in this game, which is kind of interesting there. My numbers have the Magic as 4.5 point favorites in this game. So really not too much interest in this spot for me. As for the total, I have this game projected around a 218 range. So it's a slight lean towards this under. But another game that just doesn't grade out particularly well for me. I think there's other spots on the card that I'm going to look to attack. This is just not one of them.
Yeah, I have 5 plays on my card. This one is not one that not the one I'm going to get to. I like the Magic, but I'm not laying 5 points on them against a competent team. The Magic have lost 2 straight games, getting blown out both times by the Boston Celtics. So that's not really a spot that I'm looking at, and I don't know what the Miami Heat are doing right now. They've been up and down, and they're just in a weird spot. I'm going to stay away from them as well. I don't really do well with Heat games, so I'm just going to stay off this one. Should be a fun game for people to watch. Maybe an under in that game.
Fair. Yeah, no. Yeah, I have my numbers up to slightly towards the under there, but nothing I'm incredibly excited about. But back to the chat.
Yeah, sorry, I was texting back, Mom.
Unbelievable.
All right. I'm just on Magic first half so far. That's fair. No Jimmy Butler. Okay, that's fair. Lean Magic. Under in the Hornets game. Over 218 in this game. I do feel the Heat will cover, but I had to bet Magic due to no JB and cover. A great cover team. at home. I got you. That's all good. I like this game.
Yeah, let's get into this one here where we have the let's take a look. The 76ers are 3.5-point favorites, total of 226 in this game. Actually, depending on your book, 226, 227. Line opened up at a 4. It's down to a 3.5. Line opened up at a 225. It's up to a 226. So we have a slight move towards the T-Wolves, and we have a slight move towards this over in this game here. My projected line kind of suggests that this game could be an under, though. I'm projecting around 220.5, 221 range there. We have 63% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on the T-Wolves. The lines move towards the T-Wolves. We have no cash flow on this total, which is kind of annoying because I kind of wanted to look to see what type of market moves we have on this total, because I feel like the under could be worth a look in this game between these two sides. And I get it. Actually, Philly's been a decent over team this year. I thought this number was a little high for this game. I don't know, though. We have Philly that has gone under in 3 straight games. It was a 235.5, which stayed under this 227 number. It was a 229.5, which stayed under that number as well. And then they lost, and it was a 212 total for that game. It landed on 212. It was a total 227.5. Minnesota has been a little bit more of an over team as of late, but the overs they've gone over are 217 and 222.5. And 214. So this is one of the higher totals the T-Wolves have had in a little bit here. At 227, I'm kind of interested in this under in this spot at 227, looking at the under in this game. But I don't know about this one at the moment. What's your thoughts here? I think I might pull the trigger on this under.
I'm going to bet the best team in the NBA right now. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves. 20-5, best team in the NBA. 9-4 road record, but this has been a team that's been on fire. They've won 9 out of their last 10 games. Their only loss was a blowout loss to the Pelicans. They have been really, really good this year. And I kind of mentioned that. I kind of mentioned it last year. I said this Minnesota team could be really good. Unfortunately for them, last year, Karl-Anthony Towns got hurt, and then Rudy Gobert got hurt when Karl-Anthony Towns got back. So they didn't really get to build much of a chemistry together. They both played pretty much every single game this year. So that's awesome to see for them. Minnesota is dangerous. And I think they win in Philly tonight. It was a 3.5. I said, whatever. Let me just grab the money line plus 135. I think Minnesota wins this game outright against Philly in Philly tonight and continue their hot streak. Give me some Minnesota Timberwolves money line tonight, Nick.
Fair. I have moved on this under. I got the under at 227.
Yeah. The points won't matter in this game. It's either going to be Timberwolves win outright or Philly will cover. T-Wolves money line. Yes. Bet the Canadians to beat the Jets. Jets now. There you go. If a total moved up 5 points, does that make it seem to go over? Depends on really the. Not really. Normally when you see a line move that much, it ends up landing in between where it opened and where it closed.
Yeah.
I took the 76ers last night because of the fail against Chicago a few days ago. Road Wolves are meh. Okay. T-Wolves money line. If Sixers win, they'll win by more than 4, so no point in grabbing the plus 3.5. There you go. And then Nick, Wolves 7-2 versus Eastern Conference. LJ from H-Town bringing the stats, and I love to see it. Wolves tonight. Let's go. We go from a really good game to this one.
Yeah, we have the Utah Jazz and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers -7, total of 229 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Cleveland and Utah. And this line's down to a 5.5 now. So if you're able to check if we have any injuries that have caused this line to all of a sudden drop a 1.5, just let me know. This opening line was a 9.5. It's down to a 5.5 now. Line opened up at a 228.5. It's up to a 229 in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow on this one here. 61% no, that's the money line. 48% of the tickets, 63% of the cash is on the Cavaliers. You get this line's moving towards the Jazz. 38% of tickets, 77% of the cash is on the under, and this line's moved towards the over in this one here. My projected line for this game is around 226. So my numbers say under. The market or the cash flow says under, but the market's moving towards the over, which doesn't make any sense in that one there, which is enough to keep me away from this total. I have Cleveland as an 8.5 9-point favorite in this game. But that being said, I need to know why this line's dropped a 1.5 all of a sudden. So I'm going to stay off right now.
Yeah, I'll say I don't want anything to do with this game. Mitchell, questionable. Garland, out still. Mobley, out still. Clarkson, out. George, out. Like, there's a lot of injuries in this game. So I want nothing to do with this one. I'm going to stay completely away from this one. Complete pass.
Fair.
Wolves and under. You can see. Think about pushing the button with the Cavs. First half, but I don't know. I'm not. Well, Markel, you'll see in a couple comments. Hold on. Doubled on Cavs last game when the market moved against them and both won. Doubled here too. Get it? Jazz are shit away. They usually lose by 10 plus. Cavs first half smash spot. Mitchell playing his old squad. Yeah, then go for some player props with him if he plays. Oh, the GOAT just verified me. There you go. We'll go to this game, Nick.
Yeah. There we go. The Denver Nuggets are at the Toronto Raptors in this game here. We have the Nuggets as 4-point favorites in this game with a total of 229.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history here. Between those Nuggets and these Raptors. Line opened up at a 4.5. It's down to a 4. So a slight move towards the Raptors. Line opened up at a 228 in this game. It's now up to a 229. So even a slight move towards the over and a slight move towards the Raptors in this one here. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 36% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on Toronto, and the lines move towards Toronto. 83% of tickets, 53% of cash on the over, and the lines move towards set over in this game for me. My projected line for this game was Denver minus 3.5. So I see a slight bit of value here with Toronto. Not enough for me to pull the trigger on it, and maybe an under in this game because I have this game projected around a 221 in this spot. What has Denver been doing total-wise as of late? Because I could see this game being a little bit lower scoring, but yeah, the Nuggets have been a little bit of an under team as of late, but that was with the totals up in the 230s because they went under the last 3 games, but at this 229.5 number, it would have gone over twice because it was 234 and 235 totals there that it landed on with the Mavericks and the Thunder. So kind of halts my enthusiasm on the under here in this one. I'd lean under in this game. Toronto, a little bit more of an under team as well. It would have gone under that 229 number back-to-back games there against the Hawks and against the Hornets in their last 2 games. I lean under in this game at 229. Just a lean for me at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved in this one. If I'm betting Denver, it's at home. I don't really trust them as much on the road. Although this Denver team has really started to they've won 4 out of the last 5, so they're starting to play better after losing 3 in a row. They are still one of the best teams in the West. So I'm not grabbing Toronto here. I'm not doing that. Toronto's been rough this year. But I do like I would lean. No, I'm not really leaning anywhere. Denver's been more of an over team. Toronto's been more of an under team. I'm going to stay away from this game. I'll root for Denver because obviously I'm a fan, but I'm not going to bet this game.
Fair.
I made it for the show. Came in at the best part of the show. There you go.
No, you missed the hockey though.
Joe Kryptonite is the GOAT. Markel. LJ is the boat. Interesting. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button. People show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. NBA. Let's go, my dog. Value, value, value. Let's get it. It's not good. Warriors and Bucks win last night. Cool, cool. Joker under props. No. Although he has not been putting up the numbers lately, but he hasn't had to. Laughing. Cameron, what's up? Half unit under, I believe, found 230.5. There you go. Pass on the Denver game, no lean either way. Missed yesterday's show, but shout out to Joe. It's Monday picks, big money. So let's get it. Actually, was 1 unit under 230.5. There you go. Ja came back and represented well in his first 34 point and hit the game winner. Yeah, I was on the opposite side. Didn't work out. It is what it is. This is part of the show. This show is part of mid unless there's breaking news. Denver 4-0 to the under in recent games, I believe. Yeah, but they've been scoring. But yeah, that's fine. We'll head to the Battle of New York.
Yeah, we have the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks in this spot here. We have let's get that. I was typing up my college ads there. There we go. Got the line. This line opened up at a pick'em. It's now Knicks -1. Line opened up at a 233. It's down to a 232.5. So a move towards the under and a move towards the Knicks. We have 80% of the tickets, 77% of the cash is on the money line here with the Knicks. 50% of the tickets, 78% of the cash is on the spread with the Nets. 71% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the under at this line. And this line has moved towards said under in this game here. And at a 1, just slightly towards Brooklyn here. I have them at about a 1 point favorite in this game. Not obviously, I'm seeing 1.72 points of value, but when you're crossing through 0, it's not really that much value. It could be a little deceiving there. And for the total in this game, I have it projected around 225. I think the under is worth a look in this game, in this spot. And it's a 232.5. I think I'm going to end up pulling the trigger here on both these unders with the Denver game and with the I think I'm going to put the trigger on the under in the Denver game and this Knicks game here. My numbers grade out really well for the under. The markets are kind of pointing towards an under in this one here. So I'm going to go with the unders here. Under 232.5 with the Knicks and the Nets in this spot. It's a tricky spot for the Nets. Or for the Knicks, if you look at it here. They're coming in off of that big win against the Lakers on the other night. And then they have to travel across country.
Yeah, what did the Brooklyn Nets do?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they just played 5 games out west against Sacramento, Phoenix, Denver, Golden State, and Utah, and then traveled back.
Fair enough. So as for the side, no interest in the side. For the total, give me the under.
No, I'm already on the over. This is a Knicks team. Yeah. This is a Knicks team that's gone over in 8 out of their last 9 games. They've been scoring a bunch. Granted, I know this is all on the West Coast and everything, but they've been a higher scoring team. Brooklyn's been a pretty high scoring team lately as well. They are 12th in offense, 19th in defense, so that leans more towards overs here. They haven't been going over as much, but I could definitely see a Knicks-Nets game going back and forth like crazy tonight. So I am actually on the over. I got 233 in this game. So I just see this one as a back and forth game. I didn't want to go towards the side because both teams are coming back from the out west road trip. So I didn't want to grab a side, but I do think the over hits.
All right. So my under screwed. Cool.
That's not what I was saying. Glad to hear. I hear you about hockey and rewind to watch the hockey part. It was only 3 games. He didn't really say much. He likes the draw on like every game.
No, I don't like the draw in the first game.
Nets are 9-3 after a loss, but that's cool. I don't want to be backing them after either team after coming back from out west. Lean Brooklyn. I guess, but I don't know. 4 games left, Nick, and I have plays in the last 2. I don't have the plays in the next 2.
All right, let's get into it. The Houston Rockets and the Atlanta Hawks. So you have the Rockets 3-point favorites, total 234 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between the Rockets and the Hawks, where this line opened up at a 2, and now it's up to a 3.5 for the Rockets. So a 1.5-point line movement towards the Rockets. Line opened up at a 232. It's up to a 234. So a 2-point move towards the over in this game as well. We have 85% of the tickets, 93% of cash is on the Rockets. The lines move towards the Rockets. 80% of the tickets are on the over, and the lines move towards the over here in this spot. I was slightly leaning towards the under in this game. I have this game projected around 230.5. So I do think this line may be a couple points too high. Is it something I'm interested in? Not particularly. And as for the side in this game, I have Houston around a 5.5 point favorite in this game. So it's a lean towards them. I feel like I've kind of missed my line, though, with it being up at 3.5 now. So that's ended up going to be a pass for me. Lean under, lean Rockets and under, but no play here.
Yeah, I don't have a play here. I will say I lean Rockets just because the Hawks have been like the worst against the spread team this year. 6-20 against the spread. Should have listened to myself last time when the Rockets are, 16-7-1 against the spread this year. So they've been good. The only thing is I don't want to back the Rockets as a favorite. That's not something I'm interested in. I'd rather back them as a dog. Although they've been a favorite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times this year, and they're 5-0-1 against the spread as a favorite. Kind of makes me want to go towards this Rockets team. I'm not going to bet it just because I'm not going to bet the Rockets as a favorite, but I lean Rockets in this one as well, Nick.
Yeah, tricky game though. I feel like you missed your line at that 3.5 now.
I would lean over in the Knicks-Brooklyn game. Yes. Love the Rockets minus 3.5 here. Rockets first half from LJ. Get it. Pass. Rockets money line for me. And Atlanta over in Houston. I can see the over. I can see the over for sure. Now we get a bum fight.
Bum fight. And I'm actually kind of interested in this one here. It's actually
the Lakers are 4 games over, but I'm still calling it a bum fight.
Yeah. Let's get into it here. We have the Houston Rockets. Wrong game. Los Angeles Lakers and the LA are in the Chicago Bulls. There we go. Yeah, we have Los Angeles and LA. No, just kidding. We have the line opened up at a 4. It's still a 4. Line opened up at a 224.5. It's up to a 225.5. So a slight move towards the over and a slight move toward and no move on the side. We have 40% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Bulls in this game. So the big bets coming in on the Bulls, 67% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the over in this game. Big bets coming on the over in this one as well. My numbers lean towards an under in this game. A lot of big bets coming in on the over. Yeah, kind of makes things tricky there. I'm looking more at the side though in this game, and I had this game closer to a pick'em in this spot. I would like to know if there's any injuries I need to worry about with the Bulls here before I pull the trigger on them, but I'm interested in the Bulls plus the 4 and the plus the 145 here in this game, in this spot.
Zach LaVine, but he's been out for a long time, so that's not really a concern. Patrick Williams, but he's going to play. No, the Bulls just suck. I'm not interested in this game. I'm not grabbing the Lakers as a favorite on the road. This is a Laker team since coming back from that from the in-season doesn't matter tournament. They are 1-3, with their only win being against San Antonio, and then they end up proceeded to lose it to San Antonio by 14. This is not a good Lakers team. Let's not blow it out of proportion. There's a reason why the in-season tournament doesn't mean shit. You look at the 2 teams that made the finals in that, and they've looked like garbage. I'm not high on either one of them. Well, I like the Pacers. I think they could be good, but they need to play defense. I'm not high on this Laker team. I think the Lakers start to sink in the standings again after I know they had a really good run during that in-season tournament, but I start to see the Lakers sink. They're already 8th. By the end of the night, they can't move any further. No, they can't move any further down. But I think you really see a fall from the Lakers again to the point where they might not make the plans. I don't think they're good. So I lean Bulls, but I'm not betting it.
Fair enough. Give me the Bulls +4, the Bulls +145. I moved on both.
There you go. Bulls smash. I could see it. Pass on the LA game. Heavy Bulls money line lean. Bulls great cover team, just beat the Sixers, and Lakers lose to the Spurs. How can we not grab the +4.5 with the Bulls here? I don't trust the Bulls. I don't. At home, I still don't trust them. Caruso props. The GOAT Alex Caruso. Hell yeah. Peekaboo. What's up, Ice X? Welcome to the show. Now we get to tell you how the Dallas Mavericks are going to beat the Clippers.
Are we now?
Yes.
All right. We have the Dallas Mavericks. They are 3.5-point home dogs against the LA Clippers in this spot. Total 238 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here, where we have this game opened up at a 2.5 for the Clippers. It's up to a 3. It did get up to a 4.5 at one point. So some buyback here on the Mavericks. Line opened up at a 240. It's down to a 237. So a 3-point line movement towards this under as well. I have this game projected around 235.5, 236 range. So I think that total maybe a couple points too high, but nothing I'm particularly interested in getting involved with. And I have this game where the Mavericks should be 2-point dogs. So I have a slight lean towards the Mavs here in this spot. Is it enough for me to pull the trigger? No. So this is going to be a stay off spot for me. I kind of have interest in this last game. Kind of tricky, though, with, I believe, the Celtics on a back-to-back. But we'll get into that game next.
There you go. I am on the Dallas Mavericks in this one. Mavericks coming off of a blowout 26-point loss to the Denver Nuggets. And I know the Clippers have been on fire as of late. It's crazy to see because they won 8 straight games. They were 8-10 at one point. Now they're 16-10. So they've been playing good basketball as of late, coming off of a blowout win versus the Pacers. I took the Mavericks at plus money here. Bounce back spot at home. I think it's just an interesting spot for that. I once again, this is the same deal as the Minnesota game. I didn't grab the points. I don't think the points are going to matter. I grabbed the Mavericks outright in this one, money line plus 140, I believe it was, or 133. I like the Dallas Mavericks in this game, Nick.
Fair. Yeah, I lean in that direction, but no.
Oh, nice. I would love to know how the Mavs are going to beat the Clippers. Yeah, okay. Clippers can keep getting away with it. I ride streaks till something stops, and it's 2 wins pays for any one future loss. That's fine. Clippers D. Mavericks have no one averaging double points except Luka. Clippers in the over. Kind of suicide to ever bet against a streak. The trend is your friend. Just look at the trade stock. The thing is, I would be backing the Clippers if I was riding them throughout the streak. I haven't been backing them throughout the streak, so I'm not jumping on them now. That's just how I ride it. So we'll go to the final game, Nick.
Yeah, and I have a feeling I know where you're going with this game here. But we have the Sacramento Kings and the Boston Celtics. The Kings are 2.5-point favorites in this game. Total of 238.5 in this one. I totally typed in the total wrong. I don't know where I was looking for that, but it's 238.5 in this game between the Celtics and the Kings. And let's get into the line history in this spot here, where it opened up with the Kings minus 2.5, and it's kind of stayed Kings minus 2.5. Line opened up at a 236. It's up to a 237.5. Looking at the line history, or looking at the cash flow in this game here. Oh, by the way, last game, 76% of the tickets, 89% of cash on the Clippers, 42% of the tickets, 60% of cash on the under. We have 87% of the tickets, 94% of cash on the over. The lines move towards the over. 59% of the tickets, 94% of cash on the Celtics in this spot here. I would like to know if there's any injuries that I need to be concerned about, because my numbers say the wrong team is favored in this spot. And I would look towards
Celtics on
Boston.
back-to-back.
Huh? Other than
Celtics.
Boston being on a back-to-back, is there a reason why the Boston Celtics are an underdog in this game other than being a back-to-back on the road? And maybe that's enough to say, yeah, that's the reason why. And if that's the case, I would look only towards Boston in this game. I think
Porzingis is questionable.
okay. I don't care. It would be Boston or nothing for me. I have a feeling you probably like the Kings in this game, but I think this is Boston or nothing in this spot personally.
I am on the Kings. And it's a spot where I like if you're going to back the Kings, do it on the road. If you're going to fade the Boston Celtics, when you back the Kings, do it at home. Fade the Boston Celtics on the road. Kings 10-3 at home this year. They've been that's their strong suit because they're 6-6 on the road. Talking about 6-6 on the road, that's the Boston Celtics. When they're undefeated 14-0 at home. If you're going to back the Celtics, do it at home. Don't do it on the road. Celtics coming off of a overtime game in Golden State last night.
Okay.
Not to mention they got Sacramento, and then they got 2 games in LA on the 23rd and Christmas against the Lakers. So they're in the middle of an out west road trip. I think this is another bad spot for them. I grabbed the money line at -127 for the Kings. So I grabbed the Kings here. I think they're in a good spot. I think Boston's in a rough spot after last night's game. Kings have an extra day of rest. So, and not to mention Kings won 5 out of their last 6 games. So, give me Sacramento money line in this game. They've just been playing better.
Yeah, I don't know. I get situationally is probably a King spot. My numbers say Boston, so that'll be a stay off spot for me. But Boston is the highest graded play out for the day for me.
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't bet Clippers today if I hadn't been riding them already. There you go. I wish I bet the Kings plus 100 last night. Gladly take Kings -2.5. They have something to prove tonight, and the Celtics are bad away and back-to-back. There you go. Jason Tatum might have ankle injury coming in later hours, probably. That could be something too. Pass, Boston failed, not interested in doubling or nothing backing them again. There you go. What you thinking about the Colts and Seahawks money lines? Look ahead.
I haven't even looked at the info yet.
Colts get the Atlanta Falcons, sorry. I could see that. That's on Sunday. And then you liked the Seahawks against Tennessee. Careful with that one. And the only reason why I say that is Seahawks are coming off of their big Monday night win. But I will say real quick, looking at the NFL card, I like Cincinnati against Pittsburgh. I kind of lean Colts. I kind of lean Chargers plus 12.5 at home against the Buffalo Bills. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that one. Kind of lean Cleveland against
Especially
Houston.
off the firing of Staley.
Yeah. I like the over in the Jets game. And knowing the Jets, that'll be the game that they win. The game after they get eliminated, the Jets are going to end up winning against Washington.
Because they can't tank right.
Yeah, they can't tank right. Minnesota against Detroit. I like Tampa Bay at -1.5 at home versus Jacksonville. I like the shoot. All right, you get Dallas who can't beat good teams, and you get Miami who can't beat good teams.
Tie. The draw.
And I'm trying to figure out that Monday Night Football game. It's a 5.5-point favorite for the San Francisco 49ers. I kind of lean Baltimore. We'll see. I was thinking Cincy over the Steelers too. Yeah, draw. Nick, it's not hockey. You can't have a draw.
Draw.
Regulation draw?
Draw.
Saints and the under as per usual. Who are the Aints playing? The Rams. No, I like the Rams. I think the Rams can be sneaky.
I was in a group, one of my group chats, and they're saying if you're looking for a long shot for like futures, the Rams could be an interesting one in the NFC.
Yeah, why not?
They're 40-1 to win the conference, 80-1 to win the Super Bowl.
I
Not
will be
me.
on the Chargers spread. I will 100% be on the Chargers spread. Money line, I cannot say that will be on the money line. If Ravens beat the Niners, I'm grabbing Raven futures. I wish I grabbed.
I think if you think the Ravens beat the Niners, just bet Ravens futures now. No need to wait.
But that is all the games for today. We'll go ahead and do some housekeeping and all that good stuff before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Links above Nick's head: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that link down below. I did post out the card for member only, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. It doesn't have the hockey on there, but Nick's probably already talked about that.
I don't know if I'm putting anything up on there because all I like is draws and a -1 line. So
sounds good. If you guys want all the college basketball plays for today, they're up there. Recap. I think I'm just grabbing in hockey the Horvat and Barzell anytime point parlay. In the NBA, Pacers over until it dies. Timberwolves over in the Nets game. The Mavericks and the Kings. Nick?
Yeah, Jets -1. Washington, New York draw. Seattle, LA draw. Plus 330 and 335 for those two draws. And then for the NBA, got a few unders and then a dog. Minnesota, Philly under 227. Denver, Toronto under 229.5. New York, Brooklyn under 232.5. Bulls +4. Bulls plus 145 to end out my card there.
Sounds good. Cameron, I've got 4 19-leggers with the 49ers. Super Bowl is the only leg left.
Jesus.
That'd be sick. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Good luck, guys.